Howdy folks, Rob MaximumRd back once again doing another response video for a contest, and this time it's for the Vintage Gamers. They've reached 500 subscribers on their channel, and so they're having a contest giving away some nice prizes. So yeah, here we go. Check out the Vintage Gamers. They basically go around collecting from thrift stores, pawn shops, yard sales, you name it. If it's related to retro video gaming and video gaming in general, then they're up for it, and they take you along on their adventures as they go check out all these things. Yeah, congratulations guys on 500 subscribers. I actually heard about your contest through Intellivision Dude, who had also done a response, and so I thought, hey, I'll just ask these guys if the contest is open to Canadians. I do find sometimes people throwing contests will only ship within the US, so I asked them straight up, do you guys you know, have the contest open to Canadians? And they said yep. So here I am. Alrighty, so that's my entry, and the stipulation here is I am to provide you with 3 of my favorite items in my collection. Now I easily could have done, like, you know, 50 favorite items, obviously, but because basically everything in my collection is a favorite thing, but I had to narrow it down, so I didn't go by, you know, rarity or value or anything like that. I just picked 3 of the items that mean the most to me, and I'll explain why as I show you each one. So, first of all, and first and foremost, number 1, I didn't even have to think about it. I think a lot of you would agree if you happen to have one yourself. It's this little baby here, a game for the Atari 2600, E.T. I kid. Sorry. Bad joke. No, seriously. It is something for the 2600. And I love this baby right here. This is the Harmony cartridge. That's a Harmony cartridge. And the reason being, it has a little slot at the top here. Let me just pull this out. For a SD. Wow, that's really wedged in there. It's been a while since I've used it. Ugh. There we go. Little, I got, I think, a 1 gig card in there, basically holding the entire library of Atari 2600 games, demos, unreleased titles, all kinds of goodies like that. Pop this sucker in, and I'm ready to play any title in the 2600 library. Now, look, I know some of you are like, emulation. These aren't emulation. Just ROMs do not automatically equate to emulation. Emulation comes in when you use a piece of software called an emulator. When you use these babies or any type of flash cart, they're basically just an alternate means of loading the same game code into your original hardware. So it's not emulation. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between loading it off a Harmony cartridge and from an original cartridge. So I like it for the convenience of having it just sit in one of my systems, ready to go at a moment's notice. I don't have to fish out the cartridge or go into storage in my collection or try to figure out where it is or anything like that. For easy, quick play, I love this cartridge right here. So that's the first thing. Second thing, this baby right here, little handheld. Kind of has the style of like a Nintendo DS, but you pop it open, and clearly you can see it's not. It is a Pandora, an open Pandora handheld. This is a Linux-based handheld. Thing was, this was meant to come out like something like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or so, originally when the concept was shown to people. But the company had all kinds of issues and problems and getting them out there on time, so on and so forth. So as time passed and they finally started to ship, you know, other products from Android devices to iOS devices and things like that, really, comparatively speaking, between the power and the specifications, this was starting to look less and less fantastic. But needless to say, this still holds an important part of my collection and is still one of my favorite items, because although as overpriced as it is for what you're getting nowadays in comparison, when the concept was originally brought up and demonstrated, it was brilliant. You know, it's basically a Linux mini PC devoted to emulation and gaming. So yeah, with a full keyboard and everything like that. Recently, Gamester81 finally got his order of it. You can look up that video. But I love it. And what really adds to the fact that it's one of my cherished items is because although it's something I wouldn't have spent the money on myself, especially these days, it was actually gifted to me from a good friend online, Mark Fahir, who I've known from Armchair Arcade, and then of course later through on YouTube and now on Facebook. And you know, he just sent this to me to add to my collection, and for that reason alone, it will always be a centerpiece in my collection and something I value highly. So there you go, the Pandora, somewhat rare. They are shipping now, but I don't think a lot of people are willing to put the cost up for one of these babies. So yeah, that's it. So that's number 2. And then I will say the last item here, and this is probably the least valuable of all of them, at least retail-wise or cash-wise. But right here, that's my ColecoVision, one pair of Cliquot Super Action controllers. The reason this is a favorite of mine and a prized piece in my collection is because when I started the retro collecting, this was the first item I purchased. And because of that, it's the first item that I did a video and threw on YouTube up with my crappy old camera. And the next day I had tons of responses, and I couldn't believe all the people were actually interested in this kind of thing. And now, you know, several years and over 400 videos later, this is the item that started it all for me, basically, as far as I'm concerned. So again, just a favorite piece of mine and part of my collection. So there you go. That's my 3 favorite items, answering the question from these fellows right here, the Vintage Gamers. Thanks a lot, guys, for having the contest. Congratulations on 500 subscribers. I'm sure a lot more will be coming in very quickly. Rob MaximumRd out. This is my entry into their contest. Check them out. Swing by, link in the description. Check out their videos, and if you're into that collecting and going out on adventures looking for classic gaming items, definitely recommend these fellows. Drop by, subscribe, say hi, tell them MaximumRd sent you. Rob out. Bye.